It seems that Games Workshop are killing off another big character when it comes to Warhammer 40,000. You don't normally see Games Workshop do this because I've always had the argument that it kills their profits. But with some leaks that has happened, it seems that Yarrick, Commissar Yarrick of the Imperial Guard, is no longer going to be featured in the Warhammer 40,000 lore, which people are now talking about that basically Yarrick is dead. He's gone the way of the dodo. But I want to add, I think something else may be happening to Yarrick. Now, before we get into that, let's talk about where all this information is coming from about the apparent death of Commissar Yarrick. By the way, Commissar Yarrick is one of these characters that has really stood the test of time. When you think of commissars, there's only 3 commissars that really pop up in my head. One is Yarrick, one is Colonel Commissar Ibram Gaunt, because he's a legend, and of course, Cathias Kane, who is the hero of the Imperium, who we all love. But when it comes to Yarrick, he's had an absolute rock and roll story. Him, Gaz School, Armageddon, Orcs. It's an absolute roller coaster of emotions. If you've read Hell's Reach and all the lore about Armageddon and all the wars and stuff like that, you'll understand how important Yarrick is. So him potentially dying or being removed from the Imperial Guard, I think has a lot of big implications. Can I also add, by the way, that ever since Games Workshop want to remove big characters from 40k, it's always the Imperial Guard. Like Creed was removed because he was taken away and put in Trajan's Pokemon collection. I think Creed's bodyguard, his flag bearer, also died as well, if I'm not mistaken. I just want to say, the Guard always gets it. Maybe that's just the way it is, right? The Guard's there to die for the Emperor. Anyway, back on the subject of where all this information is coming from, there's a couple of sources on this. One is the Whispers of the Warp, which was telling me that Commissar Yarrick is no longer a character in the Imperial Guard Codex. And the other day, another channel called Mordian Glory, who is a massive Imperial Guard YouTuber. I say YouTuber, massive Imperial Guard 40k player and stuff like that. And we actually should be playing each other really, really soon. We just need to learn Horus Heresy. That's another subject for another day. He put out a bunch of leaks on the internet for the upcoming Imperial Guard. Now, I will add that these leaks that were posted are some years old. I think they're about 1.5 years old. So most of the stuff from those leaks may have been FAQ'd, worked on, changed, and etc., etc., etc. But in that, it was stated that there was no Commissar Yarrick. And now all the talk is about Commissar Yarrick no longer being a part of the Warhammer 40,000 lore. Some people are concerned. Some people actually welcome it, saying, good, Games Workshop should be killing off characters. I actually think, though, they may do something else with Yarrick. I don't think Yarrick is dead. I propose, and this is actually coming from a chap over my Discord server, shout out to Abe, who he basically said, what if Yarrick is the brand new Lord Solar model that is going to be a brand new model, and it's also going to be on the front of the limited edition codex? What if we get him now pumped up in rank? He has the experience, he has the leadership qualities, and he's also very, very inspiring to the Imperial Guard itself. Yarrick's heroism is known throughout the Imperium, so if we were to have him leading or be a figurehead in the Imperium, I'm sure that would go down great with the morale and everything else that is involved in that. Again, that's really going down the rabbit hole. It's probably going to be a brand new character for the Lord Solar. For me personally, if they do get rid of Yarrick, I think it's going to be kind of a sad time, because Yarrick, again, he's a known character through the entire of Warhammer 40,000. He's been there since I started Warhammer 40,000. He's been in some of the biggest conflicts that I absolutely love reading about. Armageddon, the Black Templars, Hell's Reach, he featured in that a little bit. Absolutely fantastic character. So it would be a sad day if this is confirmation that Yarrick is no longer part of the Imperial Guard and the Imperial Guard range. Anyway, Chaprunios, I'm going to leave the video there. I would love to get your thoughts and feedback on this, as I always do. What do you think about the potential of Yarrick no longer being a part of the Guard, being potentially killed off? Do you welcome it? Do you hate it? Are you a Yarrick fan? Don't you care at all about the Imperial Guard? Maybe you're Blood for the Blood God. Maybe, you know, you're a Tyranid player. Maybe you're an Orc player. Actually, Orc players, what do you feel about Yarrick potentially dying? This must be like a very, very sad day for Gaz Skull if Yarrick was to die. You'd be like, oh no, you know, my biggest and bestest friend has died. You know, I actually think the Orcs would actually suffer from it the most. Anyway, enough waffling. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching as always. See you in a bit. Have a great day and bye-bye.